Hey guys, this is Tauna, and today we're going to be talking about the new Commander Reinforcement Secret Lairs because they are really cool in my opinion. There's something really cool they're doing with them. I'm pretty excited about it. There's going to go, we're going to go through all the cards that are within both of the two different Secret Lairs. Then we're going to go through the bundles that are there and stuff. There's some really interesting stuff going on here. I love that they're trying new things, even if the price on them is a little bit not it. And there is something very disappointing about it, which we'll get into later as well. Before we do get into that though, I do want to ask you guys if you can subscribe. We're trying to hit 20,000 subscribers by the end of July. We are almost there. We're only 150 away, which is not far. We can get 150 subscribers by the end of July easily. That is 2 full days that we've got to get there. So let's go through it. The first one here we've got is Alien Auroras. So what we're going to show is these are the precons that are here. Essentially, both of these secret lairs are designed around providing upgrades for one of the 2 precons that came with Edge of Eternities. The Alien Auroras one comes with upgrades for the World Shaper one. I'm also not going to talk about the prices yet. I'm going to talk about the prices at the end after I show you the 2 sets of different secret lairs. Then we'll talk about the prices a little bit later because there's something important to discuss with that. So this one here comes with a reprocess, which means you can sacrifice any number of artifacts, creatures, or lands, and/all lands. Draw a card for each permanent sacrifice this way. Costs 4. A black sorcery. It's pretty decent. It's a pretty decent upgrade in this precon as well because of the fact that it wants to sacrifice lands. You also want to sacrifice creatures because you get some buffs based off that too, and then extra card draw with it. We've got aggressive mining here. You can't play lands, sacrifice a land, draw 2 cards, activate only once each turn. I'm not a huge fan of aggressive mining. Like, I can understand that some people will use it and everything like that. You need to have ways to be able to cheat your lands back in, obviously, because otherwise you can't play lands. So making it so that you can play lands is going to be, or get lands out onto the battlefield is going to be important here. But it's good to be able to sacrifice your lands and draw cards, or have a way to be able to destroy this later on. We've got Sylvan Safekeeper. Sacrifice a land. Target creature you control gains haste, gains Shroud until end of turn. So many people suggested this as an upgrade for this precon already. It went up in price because of this precon as well. And it's, great art. It works really well with the deck and everything. And then Crucible of Worlds. This is the one that is making this secret lair instantly just amazingly worth it for this one here. It's $30.61 currently. And it just lets you play lands from your graveyard, and it's one of the best options for that. There's a whole bunch of other options for it, so it's not a necessary card, in my opinion, for the precon. But it's a great card, and it suits the deck so well in regards to the flavor of it, the card, etc. And then we've got Zuran Orb, which is another card that people suggested adding into this deck, including myself. Pay 0 to get it out, sacrifice a land, gain 2 life. It's only $1. I'm actually surprised that it's only $1. I thought it was more expensive than that, but it's still an amazing card to have in this deck. The next one we've got is featuring Deathburger, and this one here is the upgrades for the counterintelligence precon. So you can expect artifacts, +1/+1 counters, that kind of stuff with it. So I've got the Ethersworn Canonist here. $2.06. Each player who has cast a non-artifact spell this turn can't cast additional non-artifact spells. So it's going to slow everyone else down. But because of the way you're going to build the deck, especially if you've got this card in there, and even the deck itself, it already is focused around artifacts and everything. So you're not going to have to worry so much about this being an actual issue, because now you can cast more spells because you're casting artifact spells. We've got Goblin Engineer here. When it enters, you may search your library for an artifact, put it into your graveyard, then shuffle. Then you can pay red, tap it, sacrifice an artifact, return target artifact card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. It is an amazing card, don't get me wrong. A really, really great card. I'm not sure about it in this particular precon because I can't remember how many tokens and stuff it made. I don't think it made a huge amount of tokens. So you may need to adjust a little bit to keep, either treasures or Thopter tokens or something like that to enable yourself to be able to use this, to be able to recur things and everything. But it is an amazing card in any kind of artifact-based deck. We've got Dance of the Manse. I don't know how to pronounce those. Dance of the Manse. I don't know. That's how I pronounce it. Anyway, It's an amazing card. It's a really great card. Return artifacts and non-aura enchantment cards with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. If X is 6 or more, they become 4/4 creatures in addition to their other types. So you essentially can just reanimate your graveyard, bring everything back, and then potentially animate them as well. Turn them into creatures, which is good. It's a great finisher. You do need to have 8 mana to be able to pump into this, to be able to get those 4/4 creatures. But assumedly, everyone's kind of been board wiped before you use this, or you've at least been board wiped before you've used this. So then you can bring it back and kind of rebuild your board really easily from it. I think it's a great card. I've got it in my Tails deck, and it's going to be making a huge amount of value there. We've got the Arcbound Ravager here. So this is sacrifice an artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. As I said before, I'm not sure about how I feel about these kind of sacrifice effects in this deck because I can't remember how many token generators there were. I don't think there was all that many, but you can easily add a few more in there if you want to kind of use this kind of thing, especially because this is at instant speed that you can do this. You can sacrifice things. It's also good, having a think about this one in particular, you can also use it to instantly sacrifice something if someone's going to try and exile it. So that way it dies rather than it getting exiled, and therefore, you know, it goes into your graveyard so you can actually reanimate it from there. Also, that's the most valuable of these cards. There is not a huge amount of value in the cards for this second lot of Secret Lairs here. We've got the Founder Inspector here. It's the last card. Artifacts cost 1 less. I do like the art of this Founder Inspector. I much prefer the art of this Founder Inspector to the like Founder Inspector that they've printed previously. I haven't been a huge fan of that one for quite a while. This one here, though, I love it. I just love the art of these ones altogether. I think that they kind of really tie well together and will form just an amazing set of Secret Lairs. So let's go through the pricing. So there's basically a few different things to kind of keep in mind here. They've done something unique and they made bundles with the precons for them because these cards are specifically designed to upgrade the precons, right? So the non-foil version of these, just getting the 5 cards alone, is $30. The Galaxy foil is $60. Then the non-foil bundle, precon bundle. So there you'll get the 5 cards in the non-foil, and then one of the precons, so whichever precon, the World Shaper or the Counterintelligence, depending on which of the bundles you buy, for $75. Keeping in mind that $75 is roughly what the precons are currently going for on TCG Player. Then on top of that, you've got Galaxy Foil precon bundles, which is $104.98. So you're paying like an extra $30 for that. So yeah, it looks like the Galaxy Foils is $30 extra. Keeping in mind that is Galaxy Foils, which is the most beautiful foiling treatment. I love Galaxy Foils. I think that they just look absolutely stunning. They really pop out and they just look, yeah, they just look great. However, from what they said on the Secret Lair, the announcement for it on the Wizards website, it is only North America which can get the bundles, which is very important to keep in mind. North America are the only ones who can get these bundles from what they said. Now, someone did say that you could get them in Europe. I'm not sure. If you are someone from Europe, let me know if you are able to purchase them. Either way, let's go into the actual, are they worth it? Independent of art. Let's not talk about the art, because if you're buying something like a Secret Lair for the art, then obviously it doesn't care as much about how much the cards are worth. The art is absolutely beautiful, so if you're after great art, this is it. The Alien Auroras non-foil and the non-foil bundle. So the Alien Auroras non-foil, which is just these 5 cards here. And then the non-foil bundles, which is the 5 cards from either of them, plus the precon alongside it, are the only ones worth it in a cost perspective, in my opinion. Even then, the precons will likely drop down in price. So if you are buying them just to get the card, just to get the precon, not really worth it. It's very likely that, you know, the Alien Aurora's bundle, like non-foil bundle, it will still be worth it later on, just because of that Crucible of Worlds just being, you know, already a $30 US card. Keep in mind again that these are Galaxy foils for these 5 cards, so that kind of raises the value of them in regards to how great they are. It's still like double the price, right? it's still double the price for Galaxy Foiling. Is Galaxy Foiling worth $30 for you? I don't know. I think that these are a great option if you do want to buy the precons and then get some upgrades for it. But the cards in them aren't insanely expensive. Again, besides that Crucible of Worlds, the precons are $75. So at the moment, you'd be getting the cards for upgrades for free. However, I do think that those precons will drop down in price as well once, you know, the set fully releases. So in summary, you know, the Alien Aurora's non-foil bundle's worth it. The Alien Aurora's non-foil set is worth it. Both the non-foil bundles, I think, are worth it. However, the Galaxy foils, in regards to the beautification of them, is just great if you want that. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys had a wonderful day, and goodbye.